How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Wednesday, March 13th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for our DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So hey, what up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, bro?
Yo, what up, man? How you doing out there?
Good. Frustrating night in the NBA for sure. Before we get to that, a couple quick things. Hey, man, if you guys haven't come and checked out the site, hey, man, like I said, you're missing out. We got a lot of really good things that we're pumping out every day. We got some MMA content up weekly, PGA content, NHL we have up every day right now. About 5 different NBA articles, plus all of our videos that we're doing. We got a lot of content. MLB pre-order specials up right now, $150. Get you all MLB season, including playoffs. You get our optimizer, you get our cash lines, you get all of our content, plus you get the rest of NBA. $150. Use the promo code MLB50. And yeah, man, I mean, everything's going really, really good right now with the site. So make sure you guys come check it out for sure. So yeah, man, I'm just ready to jump into the 6-game slate. Tonight was very frustrating. My lines were looking good. Cash lines sent out to customers were looking very good. Then we get this Gallinari's ruled out for rest. I'm like, come on, man. Everybody else took care of business. That zero kind of hurt me, because he was a $7,300 drop spot. Definitely killed me, kind of, put me down a little bit. I think we still snuck in some of the cash lines. So, hey, at least got to be thankful that we pretty much broke even. Overall, how'd you do tonight, man?
I'm frustrated too, man, because I had Gallinari in a lot of my lines. My best line finished at 301.5 with Gallinari, a big fat zero from him. Scores were very low tonight. Tournament, my drop spot was Dirk, and I think Dirk ended up with 11, but he was my drop spot. I played him as my upside drop spot play, and I was looking at Aldridge, who went off. I was looking at a lot of my lineup that went nuts. Archie Docino went nuts, and man, I'm looking at that like I got Gallo. I'm at 300 already, and then he's scratched, man. So that's frustrating.
Yeah, NBA is getting really, really frustrated right now. But hey, it is what it is. We got to fight through it. We still got to make some money. We got to pay some bills. Got to be able to do all the fun stuff we like to do. So, yeah, man, I'm ready to jump into the 6-game slate. Real quick before we do, if you guys don't mind, please take that quick second. Click the like button down below. Helps me out. Really, really appreciate that from you guys. And, yeah, man, let's just get it. So the first game we're going to roll with is going to be the Brooklyn Nets going into OKC. To face the Thunder. This game, we don't have an over-under yet on this game, but we do have a Vegas line of 7.5 right now.
Real quick, I did, Dwayne, I see you with that Giannis line. If you watch the NBA Live, I did say LeBron James, 55 from him, big dud from Giannis. And if you guys watched, I said, do yourself a favor, load up LeBron and Anthony Davis in a couple lineups tonight. And I think together they got 100 points. So they killed value. Looking here at Brooklyn, the first thing that pops out to me is D'Angelo Russell's price is all the way down to 8,000, and that is for good reason, right? I mean, his minutes have taken a hit with this logjam of players they have. Mainly Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie have eaten into some of D'Angelo Russell, and we're talking about a guy who was at 9,300 just a week ago. He's down to 8,000. I still don't think that 8,000 is a good price to pay for Russell, especially going against Oklahoma City. Look, at full strength, Oklahoma City has been one of the better defensive teams this year. Paul George, let's not forget, before he missed the games with a shoulder injury, the guy was in the conversation to be a defensive player of the year, and he still could be. So, I think 8,000 is too much for Russell. Allen Crabbe at 4.3. I still don't mind Allen Crabbe at 4.3, just like, the other day when we liked him. There's not a lot to like here. It's a big log jam. If you're going to take a GPP play here, I would take it with LeVert over D'Angelo Russell all day long. This is the type of game that LeVert can, they'll need his scoring. I fully expect this game to be competitive, even though it's in Oklahoma. This is a good – we've said it all year long. This team right here, this Brooklyn Nets team, they play extremely hard. They're competitive. They just waxed Detroit, who had been on a roll themselves. So Are there pieces to play here? Maybe. They're all tournament plays. I can't get behind any particular one, though. There's a logjam of players here.
Yeah, definitely. On the Thunder side of things, some guys we could definitely look like going against the Nets. First, we'll start with Steven Adams. I understand he hasn't had a monster game in a while, but he's under 7,000. We love big men going against Brooklyn. I'm not going to stop doing it now. I think this is a spot where we can have a breakout game. Faced him a couple times earlier this year, and he had a decent games, weren't too bad. So I think he's in a solid spot right here. Jeremiah Grant continues just to produce. He's going to get you right around 5x any night. He has a little bit of upside. I think he's going to play against Brooklyn. Russell Westbrook, Paul George, both of them are at very good prices right now. Both price tags are down a little bit. I think they're both in fair play. Those are the 4 stars I'm looking at for the Thunder. Outside of that, you definitely can look at Schroeder coming off the bench, still playing close to 30 minutes. If Markieff Morris is ruled out, he's a game-time decision right now. Nerlens Noel is already playing a couple minutes. He might get an extra boost of minutes as well, maybe get minutes closer to 20. Right now he's playing about 14, 15, but Morris is playing some minutes also. So that could be a boost for Noel. Kind of has a little punt play drop spot that you could look at. But that's really where I'm at for the Thunder.
Cool.
Okay, next game we're going with, it is the Orlando Magic going against Washington. Going into Washington to face the Wizards. This game, we don't have an over-under yet on it, but we do have Vegas line. Washington is favored by 2.5 in this one.
We do have a premier matchup for shooting guards. This is a streamlined play. Evan Fournier and Terrence Ross, load them both up. I like Terrence Ross' price on DraftKings a ton at 4.9. I think that's a really, really good deal on him. Fournier at 5.4 on Fanduel. That's a good price for Fournier. This is a really good spot for those two guys. We know that Vucevic at 10,000, this is a good play for him. Again, centers against Washington have done really well. That's kind of where I'm at. If Aaron Gordon gets ruled out, then, I would obviously give a little bit of a bump to Khem Birch, who's been playing already with Mohamed Bamba out, and he's been out. Birch is a guy who gets you between 13 and 16 minutes, can put you up really 17 fantasy points. Don't mind him as a drop spot play. If Aaron Gordon gets ruled out, he'll get a boost. But so will Wes Inyuwindu if he plays. He's a game-time decision right now, and Jonathan Isaac will be the biggest beneficiary, obviously, if Aaron Gordon is ruled out. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Love Vucevic at 10,000 going against Washington, and streamlined shooting guards here.
Yeah, for sure. On the Washington side of things, there's some guys that we can look at. They're playing the guys a ton of minutes right now. I really like Bobby Portis. I like Satoransky. Yes, their price tags are a little bit elevated, but they're both still under 7,000, and they're both really, really producing. Bobby Portis, he's always been the guy, even when he's with the Bulls. When he got minutes, he would take care of business. Right now, like I said, he's getting right about 30 minutes a game, and he's getting you, at least 36 fantasy points in 4 straight games. The guy's working, giving you a solid floor. Satoransky, this guy's playing almost 40 minutes a night right now. He's getting all the minutes he can handle. He has triple-double upside. He's doing a little bit of everything, plays some defense, playing a ton of minutes. This is the up-tempo matchup against Washington. I really do like Satoransky. Trevor Ariza and Green, I think you can consider them, and they're possibly in play, maybe GPPs. I'm not really, really interested in them too. Bradley Beal as well, 11.2. This is a solid spot for him, and I think that he can have a good game. I just don't like the fact that you pretty much need 56 just for him to hit value. It's just a crazy high price tag for Bradley Beal. Thomas Bryant coming off the bench, 3,700. You can look at him as a punt play drop spot, possibly on FanDuel. Jabari Parker, 5,800. He's coming off the bench, getting a bunch of run. I think that he's a GPP play. He has some upside. We know that from Parker. Outside of that, that's really where I'm at with Washington. I think my 2 favorite plays are Portis and Satoransky.
Moving on.
Cool. Next game we're going with, it is the Detroit Pistons going into Miami to face the Heat. This game has a 211 over-under, and Miami's favored by 1 in this one.
Hey, bro, real quick, I was doing some stuff on social media for us right now, and I didn't hear what you said about Bradley Beal. What did you – I'm just curious.
He's 11.2. We need 56 for value, so I'm not very interested.
I just can't believe that dude's price is 11.2, man. All right, moving on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's crazy, bro.
11.2 is nuts for him.
Yeah. Hey, this has been, bro. This has been a crazy basketball year, man. Crazy basketball year.
It has. So look, Andre Drummond at 10-2, the guy murdered value for 3 quarters and then didn't play the fourth. So he was on pace to put up 60 fantasy points against Brooklyn. Problem is Brooklyn murdered them. So look, can you go back to him here? I think so. I think you go right back to Drummond. I think that 10-2 is a very fair price for him. He's gonna garner very low ownership because I think there's other centers, mainly Vucevic against Washington, at the same price tag, just about 10,000 for Vooch, 10-2 for Drummond. I think Vucevic will garner more ownership tomorrow than Drummond will. The guy's ownership is always depreciated. The highest ownership I've seen him all year is like 22% in tournaments, and that was on a full slate. So look, Wayne Ellington, he's going to continue to get minutes. Reggie Jackson, Blake Griffin, and Andre Drummond are the 3 guys that you can actually play. If you want to take tournament flyers with a Luke Kennard, fine. Thonmaker, fine, is a drop spot play, depending on how you're building. But the main plays here are Drummond, Griffin, and Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, bro. I mean, on the Heat side of things, can we talk about an absolute log jam? I mean, they're fully healthy right now. They got one guy in Richardson who's a game time decision with soreness. They said. I think he's gonna go. If Richardson's out, I'm gonna immediately look to a guy.
I have no idea what some of these dudes are going to do when they get to be 35, 36 years old, bro. I wake up with soreness every single day, and these guys are like, is it life a game time decision? I mean, these guys can't – I'm so tired of this soreness crap. Oh, I got to rest because I'm sore. I got to –
yeah.
I don't get it, man.
So, man, like I said, they got a log jam for sure. If Richardson's out, I think Dragic will be the guy that will probably slide back into the starting lineup. He's bound to get back in the starting point guard spot. If he is in the starting lineup tomorrow, 4.4, very good price. He'll probably crush value. So I really like him. I think we got to see what happens with that. I mean, but outside of that, I mean, I honestly don't know what to do with the Heat. I mean, they got 4 big guys in the rotation right now: Bam, Olynyk, Whiteside, James Johnson. On the guards, they got about 7 guards that they're trying to get in. One guy I will mention, no matter what right now, is Dwayne Wade, 5,800. He's a guy that they're figuring out ways to get this guy in the game. He's on that little home stretch of the end of his career. They want to make sure that he does get minutes. So I do like Dwayne Wade in the guard spot. He's pretty much guaranteed close to 25 minutes, but I don't know what to really do with the rest of these guys. I mean, honestly, the Heat is really, they're a pass pretty much for me, outside if we get news on Dragic going to get some minutes, etc.
You can't pass on this, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a playoff game. It's a playoff game.
Oh, playoff game.
If you look, Brooklyn, Orlando, Detroit, Miami, 6, 7, 8, and 9, separated by about 4 games, all in play tomorrow. These 4 teams are gonna go to the wall tomorrow, bro. I'm telling you, you need exposure to these games tomorrow because these are playoff games. And talk about defensive rating. We know that. Look, Orlando, Washington, that's the odds-on favorite to get the majority of your exposure to. But you're gonna need exposure here, and this is a playoff type game. I mean, Orlando's the one that's the outside looking in at number 9 right now, but Miami has to win. If Orlando, we got 16 games about left here, so these are playoff games.
No, I get what you're saying. They just got so many guys, and they're playing their guys. I mean, they're not really like a lot of their teams are really.
You can't get behind Dion Waiters at 4.1.
Yeah, no, I get you. He's a GPP play. I understand.
Hell no, you can load him up and cash tomorrow at 4.1. Who else on this slate has the upside of Dion Waiters at 4.1 value play and is going to take 12 to 15 shots?
Yeah, but the minutes have been all over the place.
We'll see.
Anyways, moving on. Next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies going into Atlanta to face the Hawks. This game has a 221 over-under. Atlanta's favored by 1 in this one.
The first thing I'm going to tell you is that on DraftKings, it's an absolute abomination that what they've done to Mike Conley's disrespectful what his price is at. 7.8 for this, and then in this matchup, he's not even priced up. Mike Conley on DK is a great play because, 1, it's the Hawks. 2, he's playing extremely well, and he's the majority of their scoring. I mean, his usage rate right now, since they've got rid of Gasol and Jaren Jackson's gone down, look, his usage is through the roof. So 9-2 on Fanduel is probably a little bit too expensive. for me tomorrow. But look, Avery Bradley, another guy, 6,000, too expensive. I mean, I get what he's doing. I get the minutes he's playing, but 6,000 for a player of his caliber, I have a hard time swallowing that with the other games that are on the slate. So for me personally, this is pretty much a fade unless I can see, I get news that Joakim Noah will start next to Valanciunas like they did in their last game. If Noah starts at 4.8, I can see playing him all day long in this matchup at 4.8. I still think he's a good play if he comes off the bench because he's going to play 20 minutes. He could play even more. This is going to look. Vegas agrees with what I think, which is it's a 1-point spread. 221 is the total on this. Will be a ton of points scored. Not a lot of defense. Valanciunas is going to eat. It's a good price for him. I think he's an under the radar GPP play. There's exposure to be had here, but Mike Conley I think is too expensive.
Yeah, man. On the Hawk side of things, there's some guys we could look at. I mean, honestly, they're all more GPP plays for me, but there are some guys for sure. You start with Trae Young, 8,300, playing very well. He's going to be going against Mike Conley. I understand Mike Conley's a little bit older now, but he's still a pretty good defender. Trae Young, definitely, though. I mean, the guy shooting the ball from almost half court and making them right now. He's been on absolute fire. So he has to be in play. John Collins has been back for 2 games now and has had 2 really, really solid games with the 60-point game, showing us some upside. John Collins, he's probably my second favorite play on the Hawks. Then we can go down the list of a couple guys I think you could look at. These guys are all more GPP plays. I think you could consider Alex Len. He's locked into about a 25-minute role right now, playing with about 28, 29 kind of minute upside. As long as he doesn't get in foul trouble, I think he's a solid play going against Valanciunas. It is a little bit of a tough matchup, but 4.7, we need 22, 23 for value. And Lynn does have some upside. Prince is playing right about 30 minutes, 5.2. He's somebody you can look at as a GPP play. Going on the bench, there's 2 guys that I think you could look at off of the bench. First one will be Bazemore, 5.2. We know that they like Bazemore. Even though he does come off the bench, he's a guy that's still going to get his minutes. He's going to play, He's going to play right now, actually. So he's playing, so usually he plays, I would say, about 27 to 30. The past couple of games, his minutes have been down a little bit, 19, 22. But even in this 22 minutes against the Pelicans, 30 fantasy points. So like Bazemore is a GPP play, 5.2. But strictly GPP because the minutes are all over the place. And Vince Carter, we talked about it. He's kind of on. Remember how we've been saying the Vince Carter and the Dwayne Wade and the Nowitzki kind of going on their last kind of hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
So I read something where they said Vince Carter said he's going to play next year.
Really?
Yeah, but either way, I mean, he's getting some minutes though. He's playing, about 20 minutes a game, I would say overall. But the Hawks are starting to get healthy again, so that's something that you want to take into consideration. I think the main guys you look at on the Hawks are just Collins, Young, maybe Lynn, a little bit of GPPs, and that's about it really.
Vince Carter's a cash game play tomorrow.
Cash game?
Yep. Load him up. Call it a day.
Yeah. Moving on. Next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Golden State Warriors going into Houston. We don't have an over-under, but we do actually have Houston favored by 2 in this one at home with Kevin Durant already ruled out.
You think I'm playing with you with Vince Carter, huh?
Bro, I ain't playing Vince Carter in cash games.
Have you popped open his game log and looked at what he's playing right now?
Yeah. No, I see he was playing before last game. He played, I think, 25 minutes, 2 games straight.
And where did he come to Atlanta from?
Yeah, from Memphis. I get to the revenge narrative for sure.
All right, so look, this is supposed to be the game of the night, right? This is supposed to be the big game of the night here. But no Kevin Durant, so enter Alfonso McKinney, and there is your cash game drop spot, right? Alfonso McKinney at 3.5 will be extremely popular because everybody and their mother knows if Durant is out, they roll McKinney in the starting lineup. He gets starters minutes. Okay, fine. So who else benefits from this? Well, look, there's extra shots. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I don't like the fact that Klay Thompson's price is $8,000 on Fanduel. Is it warranted? It is based on his recent performance after he came back from injury. I don't know, man. I mean, it's one game, right? And he put up, 56 fantasy points in one game after coming back from injury. So 8,000 seems really crazy for Klay Thompson. I don't know why he's priced up to that price point. It's nuts to me. But Boogie Cousins, this is a spot to me where I think Boogie dominates. We know when Boogie's off the floor, the guy that gets the biggest bump has been Kevin Durant. I think that Boogie's going to get a huge usage bump tomorrow without Durant. I think that they're actually going to try and play through Boogie tomorrow. And when you look at the way the Warriors are playing right now, this is going to be a struggle game for Steph Curry because of the fact, go back and look at any game that they played against Portland with Nurkic and Dame Lillard. The way to beat the Warriors right now is the high pick and roll. Look at what happened with Phoenix. They struggled and lost to Phoenix because DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker played the pick and roll game, and they got Steph Curry all over the place. So that's their struggle. I think that they're going to try to play a little bit through DeMarcus Cousins tomorrow. Did you see the Steve Kerr video?
I didn't see it, no.
So they got Steve Kerr on tape saying at the end of that game saying, "I'm so fucking tired of Draymond's shit."
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't see that.
And Draymond says there's no air to be cleared. Like everything's cool. It's all copacetic and everything's everything.
Yeah. So on the Rockets side of things, man, there's some guys that we can look at. Obviously, they're favored at home. This game's going to be high implied total. Definitely the highest of the night by far. You want to pretty much, in my opinion, you can stack both sides of this game. Get a couple pieces from a couple other games to kind of move on. That's just my opinion on this game. So for the Rockets, I mean, as much as I don't want to say this, I like all 5 starters, yes, including PJ Tucker, unfortunately. PJ Tucker had a really good game against the Warriors not that long ago. Played 31 minutes. The guy only scored 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, so he played 36. I'm sorry. He played 36 minutes in this game. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 4 steals. You can't really, say he's going to get, 6 combined blocks and steals again. But this is his kind of game, up-tempo game, back and forth. He's going to play some minutes for sure. So I think all 5 stars are in play. If I was going to scratch one of them, I mean, obviously it would be PJ Tucker. I hate playing the guy personally. But, like I said, high scoring. Eric Gordon's in play 5.6. He's playing a bunch of minutes. Chris Paul, he's doing a little bit of everything. All the stars are going to get up for this game. Even Capella.
That's the best play. That's the best play. Period.
Well,
absolutely. Well, pick and roll, bro. It's the kryptonite to the Warriors. Period.
Yeah, no, Capella always crushes the Warriors, always. But
they can't stop the pick and roll.
Right. And the only problem is, I just don't know if, I feel like either one of them, Capella or Cousins, is going to get in foul trouble. That's my opinion. One of them is going to get in foul trouble.
They're not, and I'll tell you why I don't think they are, because of the pick and roll. And if you, look, here's what happens. They play pick and roll basketball, and you end up in switch situations. If anybody's going to get in foul trouble here, it's going to be Cousins. If Cousins gets caught in a pick and roll with James Harden. If Chris Paul's the guy who dominates the basketball and runs their offense tomorrow, I don't think Boogie gets in foul trouble. But Clint Capella, in my opinion, is a guy who's not going to get in foul trouble for the simple fact that he's going to get caught on switches, and you're going to see Boogie Cousins guarding James Harden. And if anybody gets in foul trouble, in my opinion, it'll be Boogie caught on a switch.
Yeah, we'll have to see for sure. But, I mean, like I said, I just have that feeling. I don't like playing 2 guys that bang a lot, down low like that. That's just my personal rule. So, Rockets, like I said, all 5.
Yeah, but hey, who bangs in the NBA anymore?
And they still bang a little bit. Like Capella, he's a guy that gets a lot of offensive rebound putbacks. Cousins is going to be trying to box him out so he can't get that. That's a lot of Capella's game right there. But, yeah, like I said, Capella, Paul, Gordon, Harden, all in play, coming off the bench. You can look at Kenneth Reed, 5.6, very up-tempo game. This is his kind of game. He's going to come in, give energy off the bench. At home, he's in play. Outside of that, I'm not really messing with none of the guards. They got a bunch of guards that are playing a little bit of minutes. So it's really just those 5 guys for Houston.
Yeah, I think that speaking of the center position, I love Clint Capella here. I think Boogie's going to get an uptick in usage, but honestly, in my opinion, for the center spot tomorrow, load up Vucevic and move on with your day. Take him early and move on.
Vucevic?
Just get Vucevic early.
Yeah.
You'll get your 50 out of him.
Right.
Solid start to the day and move on.
Yep. No, hey, I like can't argue with you there. Moving on, final game of the night, we got the Utah Jazz going into Phoenix to face the Suns. This game has a 222.5 over under, and Utah's favored by 7 in this one.
I'm not I should be shocked that it's only a 7-point spread, but I'm not shocked because of the way Phoenix has played in the last week. So you got to take them serious. No news on Ricky Rubio as far as if he's going to go or not. I really don't think Rubio plays here. Utah's kind of locked into their seed at the moment. I don't see pushing Ricky Rubio. And if that happens, we just go right back to the well with Royce O'Neal. I think there'll be some recency bias on Joe Ingles, load him up again as well. And then look, if the game's going to stay close, it's going to be because of guys on the Phoenix side. It's not going to be, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that don't take a leap on these Utah players expecting the game to stay close, right? If you're going to take a leap on that side of it, take it on the Phoenix side because it'll be a Devin Booker or Kelly Oubre type game that gets them to stay in this game and make it a 4-quarter game. So 9-8, I'm okay with Rudy Gobert. I'll fade that. Donovan Mitchell 9-4, I'll fade that. I don't see enough for these guys to get up for. But from a usage standpoint, I'll take Joe Ingles at 6-1 plus recency bias, and I'll take Royce O'Neal if Ricky Rubio's out. Outside of that, this is not really a Jay Crowder type game for me. Want to look at that, but a guy that I think is a sneaky tournament play for your drop spot and a pivot is, if you're going to play McKinney and McKinney ends up being the chalk tomorrow, which he should be. I think Thabo Cephalosha could get some run here if this game does get ugly.
Yeah, for sure. On the Sun side of things, I mean, there's not really no guys that I like. I mean, you obviously you just go with their main guys. For me, it's Ayton, Tyler Johnson, Oubre, Devin Booker. You said it perfectly. If this game is going to stay close, it's going to be basically because of those 4 guys. Those are basically their 4 best players that they got going right now. And I mean, you got to think about it. You want to pay $9,000 for Booker against a pretty good defensive team in Utah. Ayton going against Gobert. $7,000 for Oubre, who's going to be guarded by a mixture of Joe Ingles, Jay Crowder, good defender. It's a tough spot to pick the Suns guys. I mean, like I said, if you're going to take a flyer, you really just go with their main guys. And then coming off the bench, you got a bunch of guys that are really just splitting minutes. I really don't know what to do with the Suns outside of their 4 main guys. I mean, do you like anybody else, or are you really just going to keep it there as well?
No, I mean, look, I think for tournaments, you can take Devin Booker, right? Devin Booker's playing 36 minutes, so you can play Devin Booker tomorrow at 9,000. It's a tournament play, and you got to compare who else is on the slate at the 2 guard, right? So is he better than D'Angelo Russell? Yes. Is he better than Fournier? Probably not, but you compare him with Fournier. So, who's available at the shooting guard position tomorrow? Klay Thompson? You start looking at Klay Thompson at 8,000 and you look at Devin Booker at 9,000 and Klay's 8 doesn't look so bad. So, that's what you got to take into consideration. And Ayton at 8-1, are you going to play Ayton over Capella? No. Are you going to play him over Vucevic? No, but Capella's 8-4. So, I can't tell you to get exposure here. Tyler Johnson may be the only guy that I would look to get exposure to if Ricky Rubio is in fact out, because it's a bit of a mismatch. You got Mitchell playing the point guard. Joe Ingles also handles it. That's the one guy I could see maybe playing is Tyler Johnson in tournaments. But outside of that, move on.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so that's what we got. 6 games kind of wrapped up for you. Got in, got out. We will be back tomorrow. We got a bunch of content going up first thing in the morning. So make sure and go check out all those articles, and our videos will go up tomorrow with our core plays. Got our NBA live segment tomorrow, hour before lock, and make sure that you got those notifications turned on so you don't miss anything that we have getting posted up on our YouTube channel, on our site. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. Outside of that, hey man, good luck on your guys' contest tomorrow, and peace out.